Hey guys and gals, this is Marathon Man, coming at you live with Goemon's Great Adventure, and man do I love the food here. But let's get on with things. Last time we completed the Ringbell Pass, which I had undue amounts of trouble with. So today we're going to the other available course, the Digadig Gold Mines. Remember how that old man wondered if we knew about it? Well, in just a few moments, we will. Encounter some walking obake, a flying obake, and one with a cannon. You'll notice that if you hit that guy on the shield, he'll immediately remove it. So the easiest way to deal with them is just to hit them twice in a row. Knock out some kappas and keep on moving. Jump over this onto the water wheel. That's kind of the one tricky part about this level is making sure you actually make it onto those water wheels because they get more and more complicated. Pick up a Maneki Neko so we can have a highest level weapon because there's something kind of cool coming up. When you get onto this bridge during the daytime, it starts raining and... oh yes! We have a mini-boss battle against the Digadig, which is obviously a giant skeleton. I believe, if I remember correctly, that it's the ghost of the unburied dead. It comes to crush travelers. Easiest way to deal with this guy, just hit him on the head. He has 3 HP on each phase, so that means 1 hit from my level 3 golden Kiseru, 2 hits if you had the silver, and 3 if you only had the wooden. And then he shoots fire when you can hit him. You can't hit him when his head is red though. And then he shoots big, long waves of fire like so at you. But you can easily dodge them just by running to the far end every time he's about to shoot. After that one where he goes back, and back again, 1 more hit and he's down. He's an interesting boss to fight. I mean, he's very cool looking, but not actually all that difficult. And remember Duck at the end of this bridge? That guy used to get me so much before I remembered that he's there and remembered to duck every time I finished. Wipe my way through a couple more obake, and now we have a backwards water wheel. In my opinion, the trickiest one, because you can't just kind of sit there and wait for it to spin you around. And oh, that was close. That was a very, very close rolling rock coming at me. Much closer than I'd care for it to be. Take care of that guy. And oh great, my favorite, tiny little platforms. Hopefully alright, I pulled it off. Whoa, okay, good, I pulled that off too. I don't even know why I threw a coin there, it would only take 1 shot to kill him. But that's the Digadig Gold Mines. Went much better than the Ringbell Pass. And we get an entry pass, stage clear. Time to go back to Lost in Road, because if you remember, there was an old man there who wondered if we knew about the Digadig Gold Mines. Well, now that we do, let's go talk to him. He was in the back area. It's kind of near Goemon's house, but in the... There's the Ronin walking around in front of his door, so that's how I'll be able to find it. It's right here, because there's the Ronin, and there we go in. And talk to the old man. Ooh, he's having a bit of a problem. He doesn't just ask about the Digadig Gold Mine. His dialogue changes once you know about it. Yes, leave it to me. There's 7 of them. We have to defeat them all by nightfall. Back to the Digadig Gold Mines. This is another timed mission, as you might have guessed, much like the DJ Mania finding his stuff from the last episode. We have to defeat all 7 of them by nightfall. And there's number 1. Interestingly, these mud trotters, their HP doesn't work like the rest of the enemies in that it takes 3 hits to kill them, regardless of whether or not you have the highest or lowest level weapons. Now you actually want to go down here like I did. Jump across the platforms, 3, 4, and 5, because you'll find over on this part, you'll find more mud trotters. So you want to take the lower pass, not the upper one. This guy's probably the most challenging of the 7 because he doesn't roll at you, he fires bullets at you. Better strategist than the rest of them. The rest of them, they just shoot at you. Well, this guy jumps, but once you hit him once, he starts rolling, and then that's it. They're pretty easy to take care of because they just roll at you and roll right into your attacks, and woo, that guy was really close. Alright. Yeah, I really gotta stop calling things simple. These guys are so simple to kill, they just roll at you, and he nearly rolls me right over. Alright, so that's 6. Last one to go. Man, I have more than half the time left. Like, the time limit is not strenuous. But the final one is a tougher one. But he's just as simple as the rest, he just rolls towards you. He just takes 5 hits to kill, not 3 like the rest of them. But we've killed them, so let's go back and collect our reward. An entry pass. Our 6th, and the final of the Edo region. If I haven't explained it, the Edo region is what is during the Tokugawa shogunate, which was for the period of time that this would be taking place in, hypothetically, was the kind of the seat of power in what would later become Tokyo. So we go off to Edo Castle in the back, but first we have to pass by the checkpoint. To pass by the checkpoint, let's walk officially towards it. Serious business, guys. Talk to the guards. You need 5 entry passes to go through this gate. They don't tell you that because I already have them, but if you came up here before you had enough entry passes, they would say you need to get 5 and then come back. So as I was saying, during the Tokugawa shogunate, the Edo region was the seat of power, so that's why it's kind of the center of the world for the Goemon universe, because it would be kind of the center of the universe for this era in Japan. There's your history lesson for the day. I'm trying to, I think throwing those in makes it more interesting, but I try not to just overload you too much. Gotta get back to the game a little bit. And he's going crazy and just destroying the castle. That's awesome. And we have a talking cat. Kurobe. Very articulate. Just yells, "Impact! Omitsu!" Oh, and Bismuru's up to no good again. He's taken Omitsu away, who theoretically, or at least according to Goemon canon, is Goemon's love interest slash girlfriend slash... I'm not totally sure. This is actually the only Goemon game I've ever played, and she makes an appearance for all of, I think, 3 seconds in this game, and then disappears never to be seen again, like I was saying most characters do. But Sasuke's got a good idea. We can climb up to the top of the castle and jump down on top of him, because the castle will all be connected inside. But, of course, the game's not gonna make it that easy. A castle that's under attack is going to be a little bit difficult to get through. And it's all on fire. But cue, in my opinion, the best music in the game. Man, I love the Edo Castle music. I could listen to this all day. Oh, and there's an Omamori down behind here. We'll just wait for that to go past so we can get through. If it wasn't obvious enough and you aren't familiar with kind of platforming, the way platformers generally work, if one of those land on you, you just die. It's not like you take a point of damage, you just plain die. It's like if you fall down a pit, you just plain die. Oh, what's over? Whoa! We have a golden Maneki Neko. What these will do is they automatically upgrade your weapon to the highest level and give you 3 points of armor. They're fairly rare. They're found for most of the game. Well, that was just sloppy. I was planning to do kind of a cool dueling bit with the samurai, but then just walked into his sword because I'm awesome. So the golden Maneki Neko can only really be found in the castles until the very final area of the game. I believe there is one that's not on a castle level. and it's actually fairly obvious to get, so I'm sure I'll get it when I get there. I don't remember exactly what level at this point, but I'm sure it will be evident when I get there. And if I get through the game and never find one that's not in a castle, well, then I'll just be proving myself wrong. I know that there isn't one because I've got it before, but I'm calling it evident, so the game may just decide to screw with me and make it so I can't find it, so it's not as evident as I think it is. Going through the castle, dodge this guy, take damage from a walking Obake, awesome, climb up, ride this up, nothing to the left, so let's go to the right. One thing that is great about castles is because you can only go through them once, and there you go, I just told you, you would find out after we're done this level you can only do it once, but I just told you. You can only do castles once, but because of that, they're pretty generous about rewards within them. You can get a lot of money by going through a castle, because there's a lot of enemies, they're generally longer than the average level, and there are pots of money just sitting around everywhere. So it's great at some points and kind of sucks at others. The sad point is you can only listen to this awesome music once. Although I suppose you could just YouTube it, it'd be... I mean, it's not like it's not all over YouTube, and it's not like you're not on YouTube already if you're watching this, or... Well, I mean, I suppose you could be watching it somewhere else on a mobile, or... Anyways, back to the point. Back to the game, which I've just kind of been playing in the background as we go through. So I'm moving pretty far through the castle. Looking at my timer, I'm already at 12 minutes, so I'm definitely not going to be able to complete this whole level in this video. It was too short to just cut it off after the Digadig Gold Mines, but I'm going to try and find a reasonable place to cut this off. I still have 3 minutes to go through, so it's not like I have to just cut it off in the next second. I mean, technically I don't have to cut it off for quite a while. YouTube lets me upload, I think, as long as I want, but 15 minutes seems like a reasonably bite-sized video to watch. I know I sometimes have trouble getting through like a 40-minute single video. I personally like to watch in like 15-20-minute bits, so that's what I aim to post as, with 10 minutes being the ones that I didn't really want to get into something, but, well, I got into something today. So this area, those white things are Impact's hands. He's trying to punch us, the dastardly robot that he is. And yeah, they're quite big, and there's not a whole heck of a lot of warning, although his accuracy is terrible, so you pretty much have to be trying to run into his hands. There's more money. And this is actually a good place to cut it off. I will cut it off here. This has been Marathon Man. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for the rest of the castle.